guys, welcome to Detonator Trades. Today I am going to show you how I plan low risk entries in my trades by using exponential moving averages and multi-time frame analysis. So here I'll show you how I take low risk entries for maximizing my rewards while keeping the risk minimum. So I will show you that with the help of three trades which I had taken few days back and which had run successfully. So first one is the Tega Industries. So Tega Industries, as you can see on the screen, I had taken this trade on 31st January. And what was my logic is that firstly, I use 10 and 21 period EMAs for planning my trades. So what I have seen in this setup is firstly, I noticed these long lower wicks. You can see that it has rejected the selling continuously. Okay, then I had seen that the EMAs are stacked upright, and the 10 EMA has crossed 21 EMA. Now I went to weekly frame, and weekly frame here I can see that it has been contracting very tightly here since 3-4 weeks, 5 weeks. So here you can see that the selling has been negligible. It has been rejected multiple times. You can see the volume in selling. There is no volume or very little volume. And thus here I planned my trade with this last weekly doji. So this weekly doji suggested me that whenever this inside bar setup breaks out, I'll take my entry. And how I should have taken the entry here also or after the breakout, but it would not have been feasible for me because it had run very fast, very quickly. You can see that in single tick, it directly gave a move of about 30 points. Here, I'm sorry, here. Here you can see the 31st January. So it has not given time to anyone for entry. So it is 3:10, just about 15-20 minutes before closing. And thus, if I had planned my entry on 590 or something there, so I would have never got this at low risk point. So how I planned this, I went to hourly frame. Okay, so hourly frame, what I seen on hourly frame is that the good buying volume and healthy bullish candle with rejecting the rejection rejection on lower wicks. So 10 and 21 EMAs are stacked here. Then I went to 15 period EMA. 15 period EMA I can see here. It is also stacked upright. Okay. Then I went to 5 period EMA. 5 period EMA you can see it is also stacked. And when I reached the 5 period EMA, I noticed here that this is sort of a contraction setup. Very tight contraction, VCP type contraction, but the volumes are very low here. And thus it strengthened my conviction that this setup is going to blast if it went above the breakout level. So I took my entry near 588 here because here my stop loss is very low, very less. Maximum stop loss I had, which if I have to take is the 578 level, and which I can afford 2% stop loss for a reward of you can see here for a reward of almost 578 was my stop loss here. So here you can see 578 was my stop loss and my reward was here 646. So you can easily see that my entry was at 588. Risk reward ratio has been amazing with this one, nearly 5.5 or 6. So many people will Many people should have held onto this stock since long time, but all of them would have been waiting for only this time. And if you enter at this point, you could have saved much time than others. And the actual money in the markets is the time, in my personal opinion. So if you can plan these low risk entries while taking the minimal stop loss and maximizing my rewards, we could have reaped the rewards in only 3 days, as the people would have waited for so long. Okay. So second trade is my GNA Axles. Okay. Here you can see that it has been given amazing reward. So this trade I also had took near this level, 738 level, and my stop loss was also very minimum. So what I have seen here is this, that when I went to daily frame I already noticed that a inside bar is forming near the 10 and 21 EMA setup. Then I went to the weekly frame, and weekly frame here I noticed that another time doji. So another doji, you can see that this should also perform like the previous one, although the previous one was taken later, but the concept remains the same. So what I have seen in this, that also here you can see here accumulation, clear accumulation here, seen here. So whenever the breakout of this doji on the upside, we will notice a huge movement in price. How I can say this? How I can say this? You can see a sort of cup and handle type formation. So once this doji breaks out 741, this should have definitely gone to this price 780 level. And if 741 breakout gives me an assurance of about 775, 780 level, around 30 odd rupees, with a stop loss of say very minimum day low 727. So why would I not take that trade? Definitely I will plan one. So here it had become very easy for me, because this was a breakout close on last day. You can see on inside bar. If you notice very closely, inside bar was there. But another thing is that this was a breakout close. Nothing before in a long period of time, you can see here, nothing before have closed near, uh, have given a breakout close. You can see everything has been contracting an inside bar, or everything falling in place. So I took this trade, and this has given us a very good risk reward. Here here I planned this trade, and you can see that this have given you multiple exit points. You should have exited at any point you were like, because risk reward ratio 10, 11, there is much bigger risk reward in such volatile markets. Okay, guys. So then I when I okay, so when I had spotted the inside bar candle, then I went to the hourly frame. When did I spotted the inside bar candle? That is on 30 January. Then I went to inside here hourly frame. So hourly frame, what I've seen is this: just every green candle is forming with very low volume near the resistance. So what this indicates is that this is going to blast very loud, and when this will blast, it will hardly give any entry point to any of the person who wants to take entry here. You can see nothing has ever come below 10 EMA. So anyone planning here entry here, nobody would have got this entry. It has gone straight up. So you can see here, first target was my 780 levels, but then I've seen this, that this price is very good close. So one can also edit for next day. Okay, so my next trade is NDR Auto. This was a very easy trade, I would say. Why? Why I would say that? Because here you can see a clear falling trend line breakout, which had failed miserably due to the wholesale market sell-off. I would say. Uh, Many would say that if it was a falling trend and breakout, you should have taken entry here. But I didn't took entry here. Why I didn't took here? Because this was very far from my setup. I took and I generally take entry near 21 EMA, where the risk is very minimum for me. Here you can see that an inside bar, near inside bar, you can say it is not a perfectly inside bar candle, but it has formed a near inside bar candle near 21 EMA, and it has been constantly accumulation near the constant accumulation near the resistance, falling trend line. So whenever this falling trend line breaks out again, bravo, this was our trade take. So why I have taken this trade before that? Because here it has not given an entry. So one day before I had taken this trade, because there was a, you can see there was a rejection from the lower side, constantly rejection, constant rejection, you can see. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 days higher closes, 4 days higher closing. What that means is that if it breaks out on the upper side, it would give a very good breakout. So you can see here on weekly frame also again a doji, but we would have taken entry near very 600 odd levels. So our stop loss is 592, and you can see that risk reward is very good here also. 600. Here I took the stop loss on 592, and you can see the risk reward. It is easily 7-8. 7-8 risk reward in 1 or 2 or 3 days is not bad in my opinion. So if you can, you can also take trades in this manner. And I have attached screenshots and my trades in the images. You can see that, analyze them on your own. Not doing this in live market, just analyzing my trades which have gone well. Sometimes they go, sometimes they don't. But I don't mean that playing 0.5%, 1% or 2% stop loss is a big loss for reaping the rewards of minimum 5, 7, 8, 10%, or maybe more than that. So that's it. Hope you have enjoyed the video. If you've enjoyed, do like, share, and subscribe the channel. Okay, guys. Thanks.